matter waves. Just a simplified approach, nothing to do with any higher thing. That one. Why we don't see, why we don't feel, and what do you mean by how matter is quantized? We took the electron, no? So means like are we quantized as means now you see that the nature, what is the nature? Nature is made up of matter, no? Means like the God knows everything here. Means he knows modern physics, he knows quantum mechanics. As that's what you have to say. That's why if you see in the Bible, no, we say he is almighty in all aspects. I think we all belong to different persons or from different religion. All the religion again speaks about the God, and this says he is almighty in all aspects. I think the Old Testament, I think in Bible is related to some rituals. The New Testament is what proposed by the Jesus. In the New Testament, what it says, he is almighty in all aspects. That's what the Jesus said. Almighty in all aspects means it's good in maths, it's good in geometry, it's good in trigonometry, it's good in art, it's good in photography. Is almighty in all aspects. Then if you go for Quran, it says that is Allah Akbar. We say what do you mean by Akbar? Is great in all aspects. Then again, if you come for Vedas, now we have one specific shlokas to praise the God that is almighty in all aspects. Like yogo jnanam tata vedam sarvam janadanat. Sankhya yoga jnanam sankhya vidya shilpadi karmacha sarvam janadanat. Means everything came from the Lord itself. And in our Vedas, that we call Janardan, or you can say Achyuta, or you can say Sriman Narayan, like that. And the same thing in the other religions, they called him as Halla, that one. And in Christianity, they called it as it's like Almighty. And the same God, the supernatural, means he knows everything as he knows everything. Sir, I'll pray it for him. Will he give very good physics knowledge? I think it's now between you and God. By praying, knowledge will come. I think you should ask the God itself. What knowledge you are trying to seek? The physical knowledge means about the nature, about the matter. That's what all our material science know. This is called a material science. So again you break up this science in two parts: spiritual science, material science. Spiritual science is knowing about the God. Material science is knowing about the God. So what is all Western education system? Knowing about the one of the aspect of the God. The God, what happened is in the form of radiation or it will be in the form of matter. Through him only matter will come. No? So what we are saying, we are studying a small part of the God called as the matter. See, that's what the Einstein further, when you read his biography, so like he says that, see, like again, I'm learning physics, nothing but I'm learning a part of God. I'm learning maths. Again, from where this came? From the God. So I'm learning God itself. But we are learning a small part of the God, because spiritual is what you can call radiation. So again, you break up the knowledge in two parts. Something related to radiation, what you can call spiritual science. That is purely about the God. Then material science is about the creation of the God. And what we are studying is now the creation of the God. So what God said, you just make observation of the matter. You just make observation of my creation and you'll understand my creation. Finish over. And you want to know me. Then you make observation on me. So now you go to the temple and you do omas and you tie one some yantra, mantra, something. How do you get this physics knowledge? I think wrong method, no? This is by Saraswati Omam you do. How do you get this physics knowledge? So God has said clearly, you want to know about me, make observation on me. Make observation about me. You want to know about my creation, make observation the creation. So you want to learn physics, let's open your eyes. If you do yoga, you don't get physics. So there are some confusions are there in our thing that one. Some people are telling like Saraswati Batra there, if you go there, Basra Devi, if you go there worship, you'll get better rank. I don't think so. So she will give better Vedic knowledge. So God himself in all scriptures, he has said very clearly what you want to know. You want to know me or you want to know nature. So I think you make things very clear here, because you pray to God. You pray, when you pray to God, give me the method so that I will learn this physical world. That's what you should pray here. You should not pray for the rank. You should help. You should ask them, you better help me to gain this materialistic knowledge. Yes, he will help. But if you just give knowledge, means he will not help you. So the God has clearly said that if you make observation, you'll understand either me or my creation. So things are very clear for you. You want better rank, you make observation. You put effort. Until you struggle, you'll not get it. The thing, I think the Western people understood this message of the God very clearly. They started making observation of the nature. They were able to bring all the inventions, what we are doing. I think we are not doing that. That's why we are no creations in our side. But what we are doing, we did more on the focus on the God itself. We didn't bother about this physical world. That's why we are good in our Vedas, scripture, that one. So don't mix up those two. They're two different entities. What you want is something very important. So if you do yoga, you don't get physics knowledge. That much I can say. Good health will come, but physics knowledge will not come. So try to de-link. This is very important. So it's not that, say, I'm not against the any scriptures here. I do read daily Vedic scriptures, Vishnu Sahasrama, everything. But have a clarity that what I want from Om, from physics, okay, to get physics, what I should do. To know about the God, what I should do. So this clarity is very much needed. Okay, let's take this one question. Relativistic means where the speed of particles is less than the speed of light. See, until if you don't know the metal science, no, knowing God, because most of the spiritual science, again, you should have this background of metal science. So without background of metal science, spiritual science, you don't understand. So this one like a basic necessity. But nowadays, I think we don't do that. Of course, many methods are there. There's one of the method. If you're very good in quantum mechanics, everything, at least you'll understand spiritual science a little bit easier. But sir, but so many Babas, they don't know anything physics. I don't know how they. It's a superficial knowledge, no. Without realizing anything, just what is there in scripture, they're speaking. They're not realized it. In center of mass frame, I'll try to possessing de Broglie wavelength lambda 2, find the de Broglie wavelength of each particle in the frame of their center of mass. Okay, we are trying to bring some numericals related to this. So there are two particles are there which are moving at right angles to each other, and their associated de Broglie matter waves are lambda 1, lambda 2. Find the de Broglie wavelength of each particle in the frame of their center of mass. So straight away, take this one. So one particle is moving. The de Broglie matter waves associated with is lambda 1. This is the first particle. Second particle, they're moving perpendicular to each other. Non-relativistic means where the particles will have a speed less than speed of light. Means mass of particles will not change due to the motion. In fact, the mass of the particles, when they start moving near to the speed of light, no, it will be changing that one. So non-relativistic, they say mass is m1. So how much mass? m1. In fact, mass will change with speed. So let's assume that their velocities are not given. I think what is information? Only this much. The information is only this much. We don't know anything, only their matter waves, what we know it. Okay, now we'll construct that particular system. So this is a particle. So what is lambda 1? H by m1 v1. Two identical means I think the mass, let it be seen. So mv1 lambda 2 is equal to h by mv2. Then what is the velocity of center of mass? The velocity of center of mass should come. So what is the velocity of center? How you define? Velocity of center of mass should be equal to mv1 bar plus mv2 bar m plus m. So v1 bar plus v2 bar by 2. v1 is, so how to bring that v1? v1 will be h by m lambda 1 j cap h by m lambda 2. I think m v1 only, let me write directly. Okay, this one. v1 by 2, no? v1 will be h by mv1 2mv1 j cap h by 2mv2 I cap. So this is velocity of center of mass. So let's calculate its the de Broglie wavelength of each particle in the frame of their center of mass. So what we got is velocity of center of mass here. Oh, sorry, this one. I think not needed. So first we'll calculate V1C. V1C should be equal to V1 minus Vc. So this will be V1 bar plus V2 bar by 2. So V1 bar plus V2 bar V2C is equal to V2 bar minus V2 bar. So this will be V2. Oh, just some. Let me write here. So I'll go for the next step. So what is V2C? Equal to V2 bar minus Vc bar. So V2 bar So now this lambda 1c is what it has to be calculated. So what is lambda 1c? H by mass V1c bar. But lambda should not have any vector, no? So what we should do? You're asking find the de Broglie wavelength of each particle in the frame of their center of mass. Both particles, will they have same thing? So that's what we have to. So just substitute the magnitude and check it. Similarly, lambda 2c Anybody solve it?
2 lambda 1 lambda 2 by root of lambda 1 square plus lambda 2 square.
Both will have same, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, by root of lambda 1 square plus lambda 2 square. Now there's a one particle they said. So where all I can bring anywhere in the laws of motion chapter also, no, in Pudli system. So don't just confine to only particle. I can ask you of any body also. So in exams they may go to that extent in the Pudli block system. Find the de Broglie matter waves associated with the system, moving system. And de Broglie and this lambda, you should not show any direction because it says that it will not carry any momentum matter waves. No, just it's a lambda. That's all magnitude. So in a C frame also we can just analyze the condition like this.